This is The Wheel Weaves, a Wheel of Time podcast with no spoilers. Hey book friends, I'm your host Danny, and I'm the one who's going through this series chapter by chapter. As always, there's no spoilers past the chapter we're covering, and that means it's totally safe for first-time readers. I'm joined by my co-host Brett, who's a longtime fan, and he's guiding me through this journey. We'd like to acknowledge and thank our executive producers, Brandy and Aaron Kirkwood, Andre the Man in White, Chad Welsh, Sean McGuire, Johnny and Laura Lewis, and Ricky Morissette. Before we get into things today, we just want to acknowledge Snowdog, who increased their pledge over at patreon.com/thewheelweavespodcast. Thank you so much for your continued support and your generosity. In this episode, we're talking about chapters 22 and 23 of The Fires of Heaven.
Yeah, so chapter 22, we have Birdcalls by Night, and chapter 23 is The Fifth I Give You.
Sure.
Yeah.
I like that it has quotations.
Oh, yeah, okay.
As a chapter title.
I get that.
We haven't seen that, I don't think.
Yeah, I don't think so. Okay.
Yeah.
Fun. Anyways, I do like the perspectives, too, where we kind of get to see other people doing things through their perspectives. I like that chapter because we get to see what Rand's doing in the next one, so.
Okay.
With the whole Egwene thing. I kind of feel spoiled when I get a perspective, but it's also like highlighting someone else.
Got it.
It's like a double dip.
Sure.
You know? It's good. It's good.
I feel ya. Okay,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
Why not?
And, you know, stuff happens. They're pretty short. Like, there's not a lot.
Yeah, I was actually going to say, like, not actually much. And it's crazy because it was like a whole Shadow Spawn attack, and I'm like, boring. So, it's funny, too, because we are almost halfway through this book.
Yeah.
The time is flying. So
yeah.
that's exciting.
Stuff needs to start happening right away, so.
Mm-hmm, yep.
Okay, so we'll get into the fun fact then.
Let's do it.
This is a good one, and it's kind of a doozy. It's pretty big, so you got to sit back, relax, and get ready for it. So, are you ready?
Yes. Now I'm ready.
Okay, so, chapter 23, titled, in quotations, The Fifth I Give You, is the only chapter in the entire series that uses quotation marks like this one does in the chapter
Oh, that's
title.
why you barely reacted to me saying that, because you're like, you're
stealing my fun fact. It's the worst. All right, anyways, implying that it's a direct quote from the chapter. And that's the fun fact. Because we haven't seen it before, and we never see it again.
Okay.
It's a one-time deal.
Oh, so you were joking about the long fun fact?
Yeah, that was the joke.
I get jokes.
I know, I get that. I just need to work on my jokes, apparently.
So, it's your it's like your timing?
My timing's off? Okay. Well, you also, like, kind of stole my fun fact, and it's like, I had to be like, God. What? Crazy, we haven't seen that before?
Okay, well.
Yeah, and I tried...
Better luck next time with
I tried
your
to find
jokes.
out, like, why it was in quotation. I couldn't find anything about, like, why this is the only chapter. Because it's not the only chapter where it's, like, something they say is the chapter title. It's not the first time.
No.
It's just the first time that it's in quotations, showing us that, like, beforehand that it's an actual sentence.
Right. Maybe it's the first time and the only time it's an actual full...
No.
Oh.
But it's not really, though.
Okay.
I mean, okay. Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah, because, for example, like, figs and mice.
Yeah.
Like, that's not a sentence on its own.
Yeah, and maybe it's like a full sentence, and we haven't seen a full sentence, but it's like, is that a full... I don't know. I couldn't figure it out, so it's just like, there you go. It's a one-time deal.
All right. Well, let's get into it then.
Let's do this, okay.
Okay, but first, the last time we were sitting down here...
Yep.
We talked about how I've taken to calling them the Waste Crew.
Okay.
Do you like it?
It's okay. The Wasted Crew.
The Wasted Crew. The crew from the Waste. The crew with Rand from the Waste.
Like the good guys from the Waste, right?
Yeah.
Okay, not the bad guys, the Shido.
No, I would never call them.
They're technically also from the Waste.
I would never call them the Waste Crew.
Okay.
Never, no. So this is the Waste Crew with Rand.
Okay.
And they're traveling through the Jengai Pass.
Yeah. Hopefully clarified a little bit this chapter.
They found a village that Couladin had been to first.
Yeah.
Killing people, stealing people, not a good situation. Also, the other interesting thing that happened last time is Avienda gave Rand the blade of Laman's sword.
Yes. I mean, she literally gave him his sword.
Yeah.
He only took the blade.
He took the blade.
Yeah, and gave the rest back.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So, chapter 22 is called Birdcalls by Night.
Yeah.
And the chapter symbol is the Trolloc.
So I'm hoping you
symbol.
immediately picked up on the whole Trolloc thing.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
And we enter in a map perspective.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah, I like it. So, we are in the middle of a massage session going on.
Yeah, we are.
So
I'm going to tell you something. It's not just massaging going on here. So
well, at this point it is.
I'm going to spoil that one for you.
At this point it is.
This might be like an after session. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're hanging out.
Yeah.
It's just nighttime.
Yep, they're totally naked.
They're naked and he's getting a massage.
Yeah.
Cool. Like, we don't see anything else.
That's true. I know.
This scene, it's not like massage is code for something.
No,
like
there's legit, a massage, yeah.
He's like legit lying down and she's straddling him and giving him a back massage.
Yes.
There's no innuendo at this point.
Well, no, but this is like, okay.
Obviously, Brett. They're sharing a tent, they're naked together.
Post-session here.
We get it.
Okay.
But the massage isn't like, oh, something else is being massaged.
Yeah.
No, that's not.
Okay.
No. It's back massage. Anyway, it's with his lady friend, Melindra?
Melindra, yeah.
Is that how we're saying that?
That's right.
And so it's all like hot and sweaty in the tent, and we get some funny discussion about Melindra. I don't know. It doesn't matter.
It's good.
Telling Matt that he's well muscled but short.
Yeah.
And then he's all like self-conscious about it.
I mean, a little bit.
He's like, well, if you want someone taller, then go away.
Go find someone. But also, he's like not short.
Yeah, and she's like, you're tall enough for me.
Yeah.
And cute.
I mean, comparatively, I suppose he is
the ideal.
He's shorter than everybody else, but.
And isn't he shorter than her?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. I think that was mentioned. But also, I gotta point out, because it's really important, his hair is longer than hers right now, so he's got like that summertime flow going on.
Nice.
It's real nice.
Yeah, and she's a maiden, so obviously cut short except for the one
tail. They got the tail, so at the back.
Right. Okay, so then, to spoil the mood in here, Matt starts thinking about his memories, because he's not short, and he remembers when he was tall. Taller than Rand even, sometimes shorter, depending on which memory he has. And then we also get an interesting tidbit about the specifics on the years or ages of his memories that he has.
I have that down if you want me to like clarify that.
Sure, because he's asked Lan, and it turns out Lan remembers some information about the people Matt has been.
Yes.
Or at least the memories of the people Matt has.
Like they're people out of history, so like they're real people who did exist.
But they're people who like did enough shit that like Lan now knows their names.
Yes. Yeah, so they're really important.
It wasn't just like farmer number 3.
No, it wasn't. It was like kings and stuff like that. So, okay, so the really important information is basically a timeline of when he has these memories from. So he remembers that he remembers from the memories that he doesn't have anything after Archer Hawkwing, which was about 1,000 years ago from today's standpoint. Okay. So he doesn't have anything after that, and he's got nothing before King Mayasin, I'm not sure if I'm pronounced that properly, of Aheron, which I'm not sure I'm pronouncing that properly either.
Just go with it. It's fine. Confidence, fake it till you make it.
Yeah, whatever. So it was one of the 10 nations, and that's important because that was 400 to 500 years before the Trolloc Wars, and the Trolloc Wars were 1,000 years after the Breaking, roughly. So we've got a timeline, a specific range of about 1,500 years of memories that Matt has access to.
Okay. Yep. Sounds good.
Cool.
So, now, it's an interesting thing you say that he has access to, because this entire time, I'm just assuming that this was like past life situation.
Sure, but he has access to it now, which he previously did not.
But, like, did he just get the memories of people maybe he hasn't been?
Okay, so, well, this is a thing that you brought up.
Yeah, I know.
Where you thought that all the memories are of people that Matt has been.
Yes.
In past lives.
I did think that.
Okay.
I did say that.
Are you still on that trend?
I'm not on that trend.
Okay. So they could be and maybe not be memories of his reincarnated self?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because that's what I figured.
Yeah.
But what if he just like got memories of random people in time and he just like knows their memories now?
Can I say something?
Yeah.
That kind of makes more sense because we know he has like hundreds of memories, like of hundreds of people.
Yeah.
So why would the same soul be reincarnated hundreds of times?
In 1500.
It's like, seems like a lot, you know? LTT was like 3,000 years ago and now it's Rand.
I know. I don't like when you agree with me because that immediately makes me think that
you're either right or wrong.
It's wrong.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Well,
something to ponder.
It is. But
Okay.
I mean, one thing I will say, we know that he's got like old Manetheren memories, and he talks about that, which seem to be separate than some of these other ones.
Weird. Okay. I don't want to talk about this anymore.
It's
I am
confusing.
just like getting even more confused. So, all right. So back to the tent and the massage. We get this interaction between Matt and Melindra. We get some like butt smacks and Matt thinking about not wanting to marry right now, but realizing at some point, you know, oh, that's what you do. You settle down and get married.
Yeah, plus he has to.
Fated to marry the daughter of 9 moons, but he just wants to have fun right now.
Yeah. So, I mean, I guess at some point this kind of has to end. Like, this doesn't seem like
he certainly says, I'm not marrying any Aiel, that's for sure.
Yeah, and we know the whole daughter of the 9 moons thing is a Shanshan thing. Like, we're pretty sure about that.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it would kind of make sense that this Melindra thing isn't going to be permanent.
True.
He's having fun. He's having a good time.
Yeah, that's fair. And he's thinking, like, I want to have lots of women, but no women here will even look at me.
Yeah, because Melindra has laid claim to him.
Because of the code.
Yeah.
Yes. And so then we get a little bit more serious dialogue where she tells Matt it is strange that you efface yourself so.
Yeah.
Mostly because Matt is putting himself in the shadow of Randall Thor. But then she says that being in the shadow of the Kara Karn is still honorable.
And it's kind of funny, but this is exactly what you've been saying. Like, her point is the same as your point, where you're like, Matt's kind of a side character right now. He's hanging back. He's not doing anything.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's still, you know, you're still
But when they were all in Tyr, and everybody knew that they were connected to the Dragon Reborn, they got the big rooms, and they got the servants, and they were treated well.
Yeah.
Because they were buddies with the dragon.
Yeah, I mean, that's a cultural thing, right? Like, it's royalty, so everybody gets the big stuff in tiers, so.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's kind of like what your point was, I felt when I was reading it.
Okay. He also, at this point, takes this time to harass her about knowing about what the daughter of 9 moons means.
He's got to make sure she's not the one he's supposed to marry.
Yes. And then she's like, I still don't know what that means.
Yeah.
And then he threatens to, quote, welt her rump if she's lying. And I am so over this freaking spanking trope.
Are you?
I'm over it.
Okay, well, I got bad news for you.
I know. Well, because it was the whole Perrin and Fael thing.
Yeah.
And Perrin thinking it was okay to...
The spanking is punishment thing.
Punish her physically.
But, like, also, let's be real here. Spanking as a punishment has been a thing for a long, long, long time.
I know. I don't love it.
No, I mean... I know that, and I agree with it. I'm just saying, it's not a thing that's impossible that it would be in a lot.
Okay, well, I just feel the need to say I'm not for it.
Yes, and that's a good point.
Okay, thanks.
No spanking.
All right, so then the interesting stuff happens.
Yeah,
because Matt hears 2 bird calls in the night.
Good 2 rivers birds.
Yes, they are warning calls that Rand has set up. One means attack from the south, and the other means attack from the north.
Yeah.
And I would say this is a very sophisticated word.
Yeah, it's not like just a big, like, danger.
Warning.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, very well thought out.
Yeah.
Everyone obviously is informed of the different bird calls that could potentially exist.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's complex.
It's good. Yeah.
Yeah. So now it's action time because they're being attacked from both sides of their camp. And Melindra jumps off, veils herself, and she's out into the night.
Totally naked.
Completely naked. And Matt is like, oh my god, I gotta put my pants on. So he gets his pants on, and then he goes to help fight.
Yes, very important. Now, Matt, just for the record, is in the south where one of these attacks is coming from immediately, so...
Yeah, we do get a note that he set up his tent far from Rand.
As far away as he could.
Yeah. So... we get a quick thought process before Matt leaves the tent to join the fight, and he's figured out that the Foxhead medallion kept Moraine from healing him because her channeling couldn't affect him.
Yes.
So then he picks it up and thinks maybe that it'll work again.
Yeah.
Like against the Black Aja or the Forsaken.
So I do like that he's thinking that through and he figured it out officially in his own brain.
Yeah.
But I have a question.
I would say probably not. I don't know. It's not bad logic, but I originally thought he was thinking, oh, this'll protect me from, like, fades. And I was like, no,
Yeah,
Matt.
not that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but so it appears that it works against Saidar because Moraine obviously was pretty shocked about that.
Right.
Not working on him.
Yeah.
Do you think that it also works on Saidin? Like, when he says the Forsaken, I mean, we got the two sides of the power here coming at him.
That's true. So I think my major issue with the two sides of the power is I struggle with how different they are.
Yes.
Because in my brain, the one power is one power. There are so many similarities, but there are differences.
It's almost like they're two halves of the yin yang. So.
I know, which is just, yeah.
Same, but different.
Yeah, so in my mind, I'm like, yeah, of course it would work against men.
But it's like, oh, maybe
but then
not.
Actually, maybe not.
Okay.
I don't know.
All right, so it's a hard maybe.
It is. I think it depends on whether or not the Fox people, how, like, old they are.
Yeah, I mean the phrasing of, like, protecting from the Aes Sedai, right?
Exactly, that's what I mean.
That's the phrasing. So
because
is it like
if they're from, like, before the breaking,
or
in the Age of Legends, when Aes Sedai was everybody.
Yeah, like men and women.
Right. So yeah, it depends.
Yes.
That's the answer. Okay, so then we get a fight sequence as soon as Matt leaves the tent. He's almost getting his head chopped off by a Trolloc, but Matt's a badass, and he kills it. And then we get about a half a page of this battle.
Yeah.
There's Trollocs, and there's Dark Friends here, too.
There are, and that's important.
Yeah. What are those Dark Friends? Are you just fighting with, like, swords, or...?
Well, probably, yeah. It doesn't seem...
Because they're just people.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like they're Aiel Dark Friends.
No.
So it seems like they're just like regular people, dark friends.
Well, especially now because we get... Well, I guess they're almost out of the Jangai Pass. Like, we saw the village. That's where they're camped, right? This is like the same night that happened? It's the same camp? I don't know.
No, it's hard to tell. Okay, it doesn't seem like it.
They're definitely after that village.
Yeah.
They're either right at it
or after
it.
Yes.
And that village... definitely was not Aiel.
Yeah, because in the next perspective with Egwene, it says that they had spent 4 days in the pass of traveling. So that's how we're talking about how big this mountain pass is.
Okay.
So yeah. But anyways, these regular dark friends are calling Samael and the Golden Bees.
Right.
Because the Golden Bees is for Ilion.
Yeah. It just sounds stupid.
Yeah, it's what's on their flag. That's
all
what it
the
is.
Things.
Yeah.
It's like, what was your school mascot?
The bees.
No. The Hooters.
Oh, yeah.
Wasn't that actually your school mascot?
Oh, yeah, that was 100% what it actually was.
Yeah,
because they were owl. Saying. It was an owl.
It was an owl.
Yeah.
And it's like, for the Hooters. Like,
yeah, and then they changed it. They're like, okay, apparently we can't have that anymore. So.
Yeah, well, they changed it to Predators, right? Yeah.
Yeah, which is like, okay.
Okay.
So anyways, these are the...
I think Golden Bees.
Golden Bees. It like, works.
Floopty-doopty.
Buzz.
Yeah, right? A little bumbly buzz.
I would be the wasp because they're
wasps or hornets.
Yeah.
Like, those are real scary. Although I am scared of bees, but...
That's true.
Okay.
So, I mean, okay.
But I'm not scared of, like... Anyway.
Anyways, the important thing about
they're not, like, vicious in any way.
Yeah, they're just looking for flowers.
Yeah, they're like, booze. And they bumble by.
So, the important question I need to ask, because it's kind of like an overarching thing, these chapters, is this really a Samael attack?
Right, we'll get to it.
Okay. I just want to kind of...
We have to talk about it later.
Yeah, I want to put that out there now, and then it's the thought process that should carry the entire chapter, and we'll talk about it later on when we get to the end of it.
Yeah.
So
okay. I think that no matter what, these Dark Friends think they're fighting for Samael.
Okay, fair. Good point.
No matter what, I don't think that they're pretending.
Yeah.
I think that they've been told
that's who we're fighting for.
They fight for Samael, and that's what you yell in battle.
Okay.
Okay. So... while Matt is, like, shouting about how he doesn't want to be involved in this, I'm not a bloody hero.
Yeah, this is all Rand's fault.
Yeah. So a Fade steps up to face him.
Yeah, we do. We get that.
And we get a Fade versus Matt fight. And it's, like, his Raven spear sword.
Yep.
Against the Thakandar sword. So we get the blue light flashes.
Yep, we do get that again. So that's good.
And then we get Matt chopping the Fade up real good. But it won't die completely until the sun sets.
Yeah, so I do have to highlight with this sequence of fighting with Matt versus the Fade, he has seriously stepped his game up. Like, when we're talking about fighting Fades,
yeah.
Matt like doesn't just hack its head off and beat it. He does like this whole calculated attack thing and like gets its throat and then like cuts both of its legs and disarms it and cuts its arm off. Like he seriously goes to town on this thing and takes it apart.
Right, but it won't admit that it's dead yet.
Yeah, so
but
I just want
get
to.
that.
Yeah, he's getting good. So
Okay, so now the attack is over.
yeah, that's done. We won.
That was fast.
We did it! Yay!
We are home. That was fast. Okay, so Matt thinks, well, this was a small attack that makes no sense. And then Melindra comes up, still naked.
Yep.
And she asks, what was that thing you were yelling?
Yeah, the old tongue stuff.
He was clearly yelling out in the old tongue. And I went, oh, okay. And then he just says, oh, it was a battle cry of Menethrin.
No, he thinks that.
Oh.
He says, I don't know. It was
something I heard
once. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he thinks that he knows what it was.
Yeah, he knows what it is. Like, this is the thing he calls all the time.
Not that he thinks he knows. He thinks to himself,
there you go.
I know this.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. And so now they head back into their tent for the night, but he's still thinking about how no one attacks without a reason. So what was the reason?
Yeah, and that brings up again the whole point of, was it a distraction? We kind of know that it's a bit of a distraction, so.
Yes, yeah. So then we get our perspective change to Rand.
You didn't talk about Melindra.
What about her?
She saw Matt fighting the Fade, and she's like, ooh, okay.
Oh, you're a good fighter.
Yeah, and you're tall enough for me.
Okay.
So I just
we didn't need to talk about that.
Throw it out to our boy.
No, it's fine. So we get an interesting time jump.
We do. Back to the beginning.
Yeah, back to the beginning of the fight. Because Rand is kind of in the middle of the camp.
Yeah, it kind of seems like a weird...
And so there was an attack from the north and the south. And we know that Matt set up his set super far from Rand on purpose.
Yeah.
But he's sort of in the middle where he can't just go and help.
Yes. And he's far enough away that they can't go and help. Really.
He can like hear the fighting, but he like can't even see it.
Yeah.
Really. Okay. So Rand wakes up immediately to the sounds of these bird calls. He seizes Sidene and runs out of his tent. But we get pretty much immediately that the attack is not happening here, so there's nothing to fight.
Yes, and that's important, obviously, for what happens next.
Right.
Also, he has most of his clothes on.
Right. And so Rand turns back towards his tent and thinks the same thing that Matt was thinking about how the attack really didn't make much sense. It really did seem quite small. And Abienda has just come out of the tent as well. And then a Drakkar is standing there starting to attack Abienda. And so Rand hits it with just some teeny tiny balefire.
Yeah, just a little stream of it.
Just
like,
a little stream
blast
of
it right
balefire.
It's important to note that it has the same effect, though, as like a big one.
It takes longer, though.
It does. It does take longer, but it works. And it's good.
And it saves her.
Yeah, saves her. Yay.
And Rand's like, I know Maureen told me not to use this, but I just did a little.
Just a little bit. Just like moderation,
right?
It
just can't be that bad.
Yeah.
And then Avienda channels back at Rand and throws a huge stream of fire at him. And Rand, like, hits the ground and is like, what the fuck are you doing? You're so ungrateful. I was saving you.
But
turns out there was a second Drakkar behind Rand and Avienda killed it. And now Rand just yelled at her for saving him, and so she's pissed off.
Oh, yeah, and this is tough, because now it's just like he's putting his foot in his mouth, and it's good that he doesn't, like, latch on. He does try to apologize.
He really does. He's like, oh my god, I'm such a bad head, I'm sorry, and she just, like, turns back and goes to the tent.
Yeah, okay, but gotta point something out really important here. Rand thinks to himself that he could not sense the evil in it.
Ah.
We've seen that before.
Okay.
When the Drakkar came to kill Moiraine.
Moiraine couldn't sense the evil in it?
They couldn't sense the evil in it. They couldn't perceive it, which is why it was able to sneak up on her. And we know that was because it got, like, cloaked, basically.
Okay.
And that's how Moiraine was like, oh, Black Aja's real. Because they cloaked a Drakkar.
It.
Yeah.
So these ones were cloaked because the ones in Cold Rock's hold, Rand could feel.
Yeah, from what we could tell. But here he, like, specifically thinks, oh, I couldn't sense it.
That is interesting. Okay.
Yeah. And we got to note that a little bit later, too.
Okay. So Rand's outside the tent, he was a butthead.
Yeah.
Avienda's pissed off. He's got no shoes on.
Yeah. Not much clothes, and it's cold.
He's like trying his best to apologize to her for being a fool, like yelling through the flap of the tent, basically. Yeah. And she's ignoring him, but he won't go back into the tent until he knows for sure that she's decently covered.
And this is so funny because it's like, what do you think she's doing? That she's just like standing in the tent, like naked,
just waiting
to flash her boobs at you to embarrass.
Oh my god, that would just be the worst thing that's ever happened to Rand.
That would be terrible.
Yeah, no.
Also, it's like, how do you apologize to an IEL?
Yeah, he doesn't know that either.
Yeah,
probably with a gift or
maybe
something.
Yeah.
Some sort of honor thing.
Giotto, something.
Maybe like you punish yourself.
I'll go run 50 laps.
Yes.
Naked around the fire or something.
Because that's what I owe you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Something like that.
We're onto something there.
Yeah. So this next sequence of events is kind of funny because it's just like people showing up, talking around for 3 seconds and leaving.
Yeah, and then it's like next, yeah.
Yeah, so the first two come up are the Wise Ones and Egwene.
Yes.
They come running out because they felt Avienda channel.
Yeah.
And then they comment on the, like, burned Drakkar.
But there's only one body because
That's right.
Balefire one is, like, disappeared.
Disappeared from existence?
Yes, literally. It's gone.
Yeah. So Rand is like, actually, there were two, but Avienda saved me from this one. And Egwene's like, oh.
You totally pissed her off again, didn't you?
Yeah, so stupid, men.
Yeah.
And so Egwene goes inside to check on Avienda.
Yeah. And also, it's just a funny thought process that Egwene knows that he's pissed her off again. So it's like multiple times.
Well, like, when is Avienda not pissed off by Rand?
All the time.
Yeah.
For, like, things that he doesn't even know that he's doing.
Always. So it's safe to assume that she's pissed off by something Rand said or did.
Always.
Yeah. And so now we have Egwene and Avienda in the tent, and the Wise Ones are gone. So Rand is just standing outside, waiting to, like, see what happens.
For the next people to show up.
Because there's no way he's going in that tent
Because now they might both be naked in there.
I can't,
He does think that. He's like, oh, what if she strips down too?
Could you imagine? Oh my god.
My worst fears.
Yeah, so then Moraine and Lan show up, and Rand comments on Moraine not being there immediately when trouble showed up.
Yes.
And Moraine's like, I can't hold your hand forever.
Okay, but this is the thing too. This is what we got to come back to about the Drakkar, because Rand thinks about how Moraine and Lan didn't come when they sensed the Drakkar.
Oh, well, obviously they didn't.
So obviously they didn't, probably because it was like cloaked or something.
Right.
So they only came after they realized, oh, shit, something's happening.
Right.
Let's go check on Rand.
Right. Okay. So then Rand comments on the attack, and he's like, oh, it was just another distraction attempt to send the Drakkar after me, just like in Cold Rock's Hold. But Moraine doesn't seem to think that using the same strategy twice is such a bad idea.
Yeah. I mean, and we have seen the Drakkar fail like multiple times.
Yeah.
All the time.
Well, we get in a little second here that they're dumb. They're dumb as rocks. So.
But I mean, she does have a point. They only have to work once.
That's true.
You could send 100 Drakkar and it's just one time you kill him.
Well, this one almost did get him.
Real close.
She also warns him not to underestimate the Forsaken.
Yeah.
Which is good.
Fair point.
Yeah, good to say, but doesn't have to be said.
Unnecessary.
Brand's not even listening to you. It doesn't matter. So then Moraine and Lan leave.
Yeah, gone.
Now that they're gone, the maidens come back.
Because these are the ones who were guarding his tent,
and this is going to be complicated.
This is good.
Because they see the Drakkar is here, dead on the ground, and they're like, oh my god, we weren't here to protect you.
Yeah.
There wasn't anything here when we left, so we went to join the battle, and then the maidens, like, put out their spear, hold it in front of Rand, and they're like, we failed, we should have been here, but instead we ran like children. And Rand's like, it's all good.
Yeah.
No,
but it's
no worries.
Dumb Giotto thing.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not gonna go away.
Like, yeah, no worries. Just, like, go back to guarding the tent.
Go back. Yeah.
And then so Rand...
But okay, I gotta jump in here because this is a pretty big thing here. When you think of it, they are supposed to be guarding Rand. Like, their job is literally to protect Rand. So there's a fight going on.
They probably shouldn't have run off.
Yeah, I mean, there's thousands of Aiel that can take care of the other attack, and they all just, like, abandoned him. Like, that is a really bad thing here.
Yeah, well, I think that they've learned their lesson, maybe.
It does seem like they've learned their lesson.
But it's like, these are his guards.
Yeah, these are
And
the
they
honor
left.
guards. You don't go. You stay
Yeah,
here.
that's a good point. Because
Yeah.
I was like, whatever. But
Yeah, because it's literally for things like if a Drakkar comes... And this isn't the first time that's happened. Like, Drakkar
No.
are a thing that they know they're a thing.
yeah.
Like, if you didn't know a flying beast could come down from the sky and suck the life out of you...
Now
it's
you
like,
do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's a thing.
Okay. So Rand leaves, and he heads off to
Yeah.
check on Asmodean.
Because he's not going to go back in that tent.
Right. Well, and also, if this is the same night, it's either like the first night or the second night, basically, that he's let Asmodean not have
Yeah, like any sort of
ward or whatever on his tent, and then conveniently this attack happens.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay,
And that's why it's kind of convoluted
are
on
you
which
here?
night this is.
Did you have anything to do with this? Did someone break you free? Are you part of this? Like, that's where my mind went.
Okay, yeah.
Not that I think Asmodean... Like, I do think that Asmodean is not so bad as the baddest bad guy.
Yeah.
Like, I think he is on Rand's side. I think they are, like, friends
He's
now.
kind of like an opportunist, if anything. He's like an
Yeah.
evil opportunist. He joined the dark side,
Yeah,
essentially.
and I think that he sees the
Yeah.
benefit in sticking with Rand.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that that's a good way to put it.
I mean, it could be like an assassination attempt, too, on him.
Yeah, maybe not, though.
I mean, because the whole Dark Hounds thing, right? They went and sniffed at his door, and that's why they didn't get in.
Oh, that's true. True. Okay.
Yeah.
Unless it was like a spying situation.
Exactly. Like, we don't know.
Yeah.
We don't know what's going on.
Okay. Well, now Asmodean, he's just sitting in his tent in the dark. So he basically just tells Rand, like, did you really expect me to go out there and fight?
Yeah. And no.
No, Rand didn't expect that.
Yeah, and also he might have killed him if he did come out, so there's that.
There's that.
But I gotta put my Drakkar feeler out here one more time,
Okay.
because Asmodean says he felt the Drakkar.
Oh.
Yeah, interesting. The plot thickens.
That is interesting.
Yeah, because when he's saying,
what to make of that.
yeah, you didn't expect me to take a hand, did you? I felt the Drakkar, but you could deal with those.
Ah.
Yeah.
See, what I picked up on was Asmodean saying, I always hated Drakkar. We should have never made them.
Yeah, we know that the Shadow Spawn basically are created.
No, I know that, but
Yeah.
it seems like Asmodean had a hand
Yeah.
in the creation.
Yeah, as in like, yeah, collective effort here.
Oh, yeah. Like, I don't
Him
know
being a part of that.
who was involved, but it sounds like
Definitely maybe him.
he was.
Okay.
He's like, they're morons.
Yeah.
And they just, like,
Terrible. Can't follow instructions.
Yeah.
Bad.
the worst.
Yeah. Idiots.
Yeah. And so Rand tells Asmodean that it was Samael who sent the attack tonight. And I originally, like, when I first read this, was like, how does Rand know that? Does somebody tell him that it was Samael shouting?
Yes. The
Okay.
maidens, when they come back, they're like, hey, those dark friends were shouting Samael and the Golden Bees.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
And then we get a little bit more about Rand
We do.
actually knowing.
Well, and
more
this is
about
where
Samael.
Asmodean also brings up, like, hey, are you sure it was actually Samael? Because, like, it could have been a
Samael
feint.
does not like to see men dead. And maybe it's one of the other Forsaken who just wants Rand to think that it was Samael. But Rand is like, no, I know.
Totally him.
I
Okay.
totally know, because he gets another Luce Theron memory.
He does.
And Rand says, it was him. He tried to bait me into fighting the same way before at some old place.
Surrendahar.
Yeah.
And he refers to it as me. So that's also bad.
Rand's like, oh shit.
Oh, no.
He said me. And Asmodean's like,
Oh.
I never knew that.
Yeah. And it seems like he didn't know that.
Yeah.
But it's also like the plot thickens within Asmodean's head, like, oh man, Rand al'Thor is like Luce Theron.
Yeah.
Oh no. So,
right. Yeah. So Rand has all these memories of Samael that no one has ever told him.
yes. That's getting more intense. So, for the record, I need you to put it out there. This attack, Samael, not Samael.
The issue is...
Okay, you're gonna hedge. I get it.
Yeah. It doesn't matter.
What? Of course it matters. It all matters. Of course it matters.
It honestly, at this point to me, it doesn't matter. I can't keep track of, like, the Forsaken's names. Never mind who they are, who they're working with, what they're doing.
But it's like a plot within a plot where it might be like
know.
another Forsaken
I know.
fainting out using Samael's name so that Rand goes and attacks Samael.
So let me see if I can... Let me do some Forsaken puzzling.
It's Lanfear. It's always Lanfear. It's Lanfear.
It actually, I wouldn't be surprised. No, Lanfear is not killing Rand. So we have Lanfear, Ravine, Grandel, and... Wasn't there 4 of them?
Samael.
Oh, Samael was there with them.
Yes, he's the 4th.
Oh, okay, then never mind.
Okay, new plan.
New plan. So I was like, oh, maybe... But we do know from Brigida in the dream world that they're all stalking each other.
Yes.
But it seems that they're working together. Maybe.
Kind of, sort of. They're stalking each other. They got like some subplots going on. We got like D-Man Dread over there just watching everybody.
I'm going to go with trusting Asmodean. And I'm going to say this wasn't Samael. It's someone who knows Samael well, probably.
Okay.
Because Rand is like, I know he did this to me before. But like maybe there's someone who knows Samael did this.
And knew that.
And knows that this is his type of move.
It's like an Inception-sized plot.
I like that idea much better than it just being Samael.
Okay. All right, let's go with that.
Yeah. Okay. Quick, before I change my mind.
Yeah.
So then we get a bit more of Rand sort of worrying about the Lews Therin memories creeping up on him and stuff. And then him and Asmodean end up discussing the attack for hours into the night.
Yeah.
Really without figuring out anything.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, it's the hours-long conversations that's kind of like hinting that there is a relationship forming there.
Or at least it's Rand is trusting him more. And Asmodean can't get out of the conversation.
Yeah, like with your boss.
Yes.
You can't leave and you have to just like, oh yeah, okay.
Yes.
Good point.
Yes. Maybe that's it.
I
would like to think that Asmodean is, like, they are friends.
But I also like that version.
Yeah. It's much more realistic.
Where Rand's the over-talkative boss who won't go away.
Oh my god. I would like to get some sleep tonight, Rand. Alright, so to end the chapter, Rand heads back to his tent. The maidens are there, and they want to talk more about their failure tonight, but Rand is like,
no.
I don't understand this. If you really want to discuss it, go talk to the wise ones. And they're like, oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
We'll do just that then.
There we go.
And then also, Egwene and Avienda are both still mad at him, but Rand goes into the tent, Avienda's asleep, and he goes to sleep.
Yes, that's the end.
That's the end. So, chapter 23?
Yeah, let's do that.
Quotations.
Yes, very big.
The 5th I give you.
Powerful.
End quote. And the symbol is the dragon.
Yeah.
So, Egwene starts off this chapter. We're in her head.
Yeah, and that's what I was talking about. It's like a fun bonus perspective of Rand where we get to see what he does, sort of. I just like it.
Well, it's okay. I actually don't love these chapters as much as you like them.
All right. It's not the first time I've heard that.
It's the unreliable narrator.
Yeah, yeah.
Right?
But I mean, everybody's unreliable at this point.
Oh, for sure. But it's like seeing what Rand is doing, for example, from Egwene's perspective. I don't think she likes everything he's doing.
No, she basically hates everything he's doing.
Yeah.
Most things, if not like 99%, so.
Right. Okay. So she's watching the Aiel coming out of the Jangai Pass. She's sitting on her horse, and her legs are showing.
Yeah, but not much. And she's got like the stockings on or something.
She's got the stockings on. Phew. At least they're not her bare legs.
Yeah.
Don't worry. And we get a lot of description.
A lot.
Basically, though. Do you want to hear the basically?
Yeah, sure. Okay, what you got?
This side of the Dragon Wall is a lush paradise compared to the waste.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And Egwene's like, I forgot about trees. Like, she's so dramatic.
She is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
also, the thing that I want to take out of this is that it took 4 days to get through the mountain pass.
Yeah, okay.
So it's like, okay, kind of makes a bit more sense.
Oh,
maybe.
yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
Sort of.
4 days of walking.
Oh, yeah.
You're through.
Okay, cool. So, we do get a note that Moraine and Lan are paying particular attention to the one wagon that has the doorframe terrain reel from Meridian, and Egwene wonders why Moraine is paying so much attention to that one wagon more than all the others combined.
So that is big, and I want to ask you about that.
Okay.
Why? Why that one? Why the doorway?
Well,
that's kind of what the hinting is.
It's the hinting is the doorway but that's just the defining feature that Egwene
has picked
can
out.
see.
Yeah. Okay.
So Egwene has taken this, Moraine and I are now equals.
Yeah, way too far.
Way too
not
far.
accurate still.
And she's asked Moraine, why are you paying attention to that one wagon? And Moraine's like, I'm not. I don't know what you're talking about. Stop talking to me. Go away.
Yeah.
So.
But we're equals now, so it's great.
But we're equals now. And oh man, Egwene is so annoyed that Moraine won't tell her. So I think that it's hinted that it's because it's the doorway triangle, and we know that Moraine has already gone through one of them, so she sort of has an understanding.
Yeah, I was going to say it's like the duel of the one in Tyr, and we know it's like the whole answers and the wishes thing.
Yeah,
so.
But I think that that's probably something to distract us.
Ooh, nice, okay.
I think there's probably something else.
Or is it just like nothing?
I think it might be something else.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think it's something else.
Something else, yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Something that Egwene wouldn't know about.
Yeah.
So she assumes that it's the,
It's another balefire fire hose.
I doubt that.
It is.
That'd be cool, though.
That would be. No, that would be bad, actually. We don't need more of that.
I like that. More balefire. I like balefire. I
Let's
think it
use
should be
it.
used more.
Use it all the time. It's great.
Sure.
Yeah.
I don't think it's that bad.
I've seen no negative consequences to it.
Well,
Seems all good.
have you though? Have we seen negative consequences? If
Yeah,
anything,
Moraine yells at you.
No, if anything, it saves Matt's life.
Oh man, that's right. Okay.
It's a positive.
Okay.
There's been no negatives.
I like it. I like your theory. It works.
Yeah.
It fits.
Okay, so we also get Egwene observing everything that's going on. Isandre is here still.
She's not dead though, so that's
Yeah, she's
that's good.
struggling, but she's here. And she sees some of the maidens that were guarding Rand's tent.
Yep, these are the ones.
They're carrying little dolls.
Which is hilarious because we know.
I just hate so much that Egwene's like, what the hell's that all about?
I was going to say that. She keeps asking people about their own punishments, and I feel like it should be a none of your business situation. Like, you don't go and ask people why you're being punished.
Yeah.
But she's very forward with that.
And it even seems like she doesn't understand why they're carrying dolls.
It's like, you had to do something like this.
Yeah, that's what it seemed like to me. And I was like, ... it's their punishments. They're being punished for something.
She just wants to know. Like, she's overly curious or whatever.
Oh my god, everything. She's like, no matter who I ask, and no matter how many times, no one will answer me.
They don't tell me things.
She needs to learn that whatever the thing Moraine does, the influencing.
Oh, yeah,
she'll get more answers, and maybe she'll be less questioning all the time. She just needs just a touch more experience. She needs to just start logical reasoning.
And just don't say everything you think.
Yeah, that's what I need from Egwene. Because yes, we are commending her thirst for knowledge and her ambition and her just overall curious nature.
Yeah.
All of those things are very commendable, and that's what I appreciate about her. But I need to see a little bit more logical reasoning.
It's just take a half a second, think it out yourself first.
Yeah.
And maybe you'll get somewhere with it.
Yeah. Just some independent problem solving.
Yeah.
Just some little things I'd like to see from her.
Room for improvement.
Room for improvement. That's what I'm writing on her report card this
nice.
June.
Yeah.
So we also get that there is another town right here, even bigger than the last one, which makes sense because they're out of the pass.
Yeah, now they're actually in Kyrian now.
Yeah. Oh, we didn't talk about how it's a lush paradise compared to the ways, and there's one teeny little trickle of a stream.
Yeah, a stream. Yeah,
one you can literally step over.
Yep.
And the Aiel are all stopped. You know, it reminds me of that scene from A Bug's Life. When all the ants have to stop because a stick broke their line.
Yeah, and they have to work the way around it. So
yeah, and they're all like, "What do we do? How do we work this out?"
Yeah,
it's funny.
Well, wait till they get to see some real big rivers.
And a lot of these Aiel haven't left, right?
Yeah, it does seem like that. Yeah,
because the ones that all left and were in the stone have seen bodies of water before.
Yeah, but that was like a couple hundred, and now there's literally like thousands.
Okay, so maybe the ones who have left can like coach the other ones
and like help
a little bit. Okay.
They'll figure it out. They just need some time.
Yeah. Okay, so this town got basically the same treatment from Couladin and the Shido.
Yeah, this is bad.
Bodies up on stakes, 7 days dead, as a message for Rand.
So this is bad.
This is bad because it means the Shido are moving faster.
Yeah. And there's fewer of them, so it kind of makes sense that they could move a little bit quicker.
Yeah, and there is nobody left in this town. Either there's no survivors or the survivors ran off.
Yeah.
And so there's a bunch of people also taken as slaves.
Yes, and also just to kind of note, the Shido are destroying literally everything. They're like burning the farmhouses and the land and the animals. Like, it's all bad.
Yeah, and now the rest of the Aiel are pretty disgusted with how dishonorable the Shido are, but they really could care less about the oath-breaking tree killers.
Yeah, it's a weird dynamic here where it's like, oh, they're bad, but really don't care about the Cairhienin.
Who cares? Like, they're more upset that the Shido are being so dishonorable, but they could care less about the people who are dead.
Yeah.
Like, that's the way to look at it, I think.
I agree.
And so now we get Egwene riding up to Rand, who's surrounded by like 30 wise ones and 6 chiefs, and we get to hear what he's saying.
Yes, so just the tail end here.
Yeah, so he says, whoever comes through after Timolan...
Yep, he's the leader of the Miagoma.
Who are coming behind them?
Yep, they're behind, they're just like entering.
Has to be told the same thing. So basically, Rand has come here to stop Couladin from destroying the land.
Yeah.
And he's like, you guys can't just loot it.
Yeah, so it's kind of funny because the word is despoiling, and I had to look that up because I didn't know what that meant.
Yeah, I just used a different word.
Yeah, so it's not quite...
Destroying?
It's not quite.
What's despoiling?
Despoil means to violently plunder or steal.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, okay.
But it's like also destroy, but it's like specifically...
Yeah, because we do get... in the last village that Couladin took way more than like the 5th.
He plundered. It was bad.
He despoiled. Got it. Okay. And then we get the chapter title. Because
we do. Okay.
Bale's like, well, this is a hard message to pass along if they can't even take the 5th. And Rand's like, the 5th I give you.
Nice.
Yeah. And it gets even better or worse. I can't tell.
It depends on who you're asking.
Right, because they can take the 5th of anything except for food.
Yes. No food.
No food.
You got to live off what you can hunt or forage or buy. You have to be honest and honorable here.
Right.
And then this is the big part. And this is why it's like better and worse. Because if anyone at all takes more than the 5th, or if you burn a house or kill someone just because they're Cairhienin, then Rand is going to hang you.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter who you are, dead.
I can't wait. I want Rand to hang someone.
Well, I was going to ask, like, do you think that that's a...
Yeah.
Like, is he going to follow through with that?
I would like him to.
Rand boy.
I just think that everyone will probably listen.
I mean, he was all about, like, the hanging the High Lords in Tyr. He got pretty
I
fed
want to
up
see that, too.
real quick, so...
Yeah.
Okay.
He just used the power to scare them. He should do that with the Aiel, too.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, he made it rain on everyone.
Yeah, and I mean, he kind of is right now because he gives them like a second warning. He's like, mark what I said. I came here to save the land, not ruin it, and these rules apply to everyone.
Yes.
Which makes sense in this chapter with the whole Egwene thing and Cerelia.
Oh, yeah. Let's get into that, too.
Yeah.
First, though, while Egwene is listening to Rand command these clan chiefs, who are, like, all way older than him, and she's like, oh, my God, he's changing so fast,
He's so arrogant now.
He's so arrogant. And she definitely doesn't like the whole Rand-Moraine arrangement.
Yeah.
And it's like, Egwene, none ya business.
That was, like, Moraine's thing.
Yeah. It's, like, literally none of your business how Moraine interacts with Rand. Whatever, but it's annoying.
Like, Moraine was the one who, like, brought up that whole arrangement they have.
Yeah, I know.
So
I know, but Egwene's like, I don't like it. What's next? Rand ordering me around? Ha! Never.
Yeah, it's like let's wait for it.
Egwene, God. Anyway, okay. So Egwene wants to talk with Aviendha. So we get this like big long conversation. Here's the summary.
Okay, yeah. Shorten this down because it was long.
Yeah. So Aviendha's pissed off that Rand has the sword.
Hilarious.
And Egwene's like, you gave it to him. And Aviendha's like, yeah, but he gave me the hilt back, and I think he's mocking me. And Egwene's like, are you just upset over the Drakkar incident? And Avienda's like super desperate. She's like, I don't want to sleep in his tent anymore.
Yeah, it escalates pretty quick.
None of these things have anything to do with the other thing. This all stems back to Avienda totally falling in love with Rand and being upset with herself. And not acknowledging it or not wanting to acknowledge it. And
okay.
Anger is...
She's just like latching onto whatever she can complain about.
Yeah, pretty much.
My stomach hurts.
Yeah, I will not sleep in his tent anymore. I can't even bear it. And she's like, Egwene, you have to go to the Wise Ones and get this arrangement called off. So dramatic.
Yeah, it's super dramatic. I don't even know what to do. I can't add anything here.
I know. Okay, and then Cerelia shows up.
Yes.
Super old.
I love her.
Lady Aiel.
She's my favorite.
She's the lady with the cane.
Yeah.
Who shakes her stick at everybody and
she'll start smacking people.
Yeah, you gotta listen to me. So, to show us how tough she is, we get to see her send Mullane and another Wise One scurrying away.
Yeah, she's that far above.
With, like, a lie.
Yeah. She's the one who's, like, we're told that is even way tougher than Bear a little while back.
Yes.
We got introduced to her by name, so.
Oh, okay. I didn't keep track of that.
Yeah, we got like a hint that Cerelia was coming.
I believe you. Okay. So then, this old lady confronts Avienda about her not wanting to do something that she was told to do.
Yeah. Okay, I gotta put this comparison out here too.
Okay, sure.
Because I love Cerelia, and I also love Linny, and they're basically the same.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah,
Two sides of the same coin here, because Linny had the quote a while back that I pointed out, at my age, if I make it up, it's still an old saying.
Yeah.
And then Cerelia has the line here where she says, in my day, girls jumped when a wise one said jump. As I am still alive, it is still my day.
That's fair.
It's great. I love it. That. So it's like they're kind of comparable.
Yeah, that's a good saying. Cerelia seems a little more prickly.
Oh, she does.
Linny.
Yeah.
But she's also Aiel, so like.
And Linny's like a servant, basically.
Yeah. So. Yeah. Okay. So now we get to what Cerelia really wants to know, and because she's asking about Avienda and Rand giving her an interest gift like no other.
Yeah, so that's the super fancy hilt and scabbard.
Right, what Rand gave to Avienda.
Yeah.
And Avienda is like, no, that's not what really happened. It was sort of like this.
Yeah.
And then Cerelia's like, oh, it's a pity that Rand has not captured your eye. It would bind Rand to us as a people. And if you're not interested in Rand, I'm going to set you up with another man, Farron.
Yep.
Because you should be having babies.
There you go. Boom. Okay. So, I mean, we've heard this whole thing before where the Wise Ones do want to tie Rand to the Aiel because, like, it makes sense. Make him care about the Aiel a little bit more and he'll do more for them as a people.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But, I mean, hey, Avienda's got to have babies.
Yeah. And so Avienda's like, yeah, maybe that's an okay idea, except let me check my calendar because I have Wise Ones training.
Got a lot of stuff.
Oh my god, I got so many things to do.
Got a conference call.
But let me think about it.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks, old lady.
Well, they also have Cerelia throw in the whole thing where when Avienda is explaining the whole sword deal, she thinks like Cerelia does not like the loophole of carrying the sword in like the blanket. Yeah. She's like, I'm gonna have to talk to Bear about that.
Yeah. I know. So then Cerelia turns her attention to Egwene.
Yes.
And she's like, hey you.
And what are you doing? What are you looking at?
Do you think Rand will actually do what he's threatened? Even hanging a clan chief?
Big question.
And Egwene's like, oh, maybe, but I think he can be turned off of that line of thinking. It's so terrible and horrible, and I will definitely talk to him about that.
Yeah.
And she's like, no, don't. I'm on board with Rand being a hard ass to these chiefs because if he's going to lead, he needs to be strong.
You kind of have to be a hard ass if you're going to lead these people who are so independent.
Hard, yeah. And so she says, he must show that mangy pack of wolves that he is the chief wolf. He must be harder than the other chiefs.
It makes sense. I like that Cerelia. Well, this is the whole thing, too. The Wise Ones are on Rand's side, and Cerelia seems like she is on Rand's side. Like, they want the best for their own people.
Yeah.
And they're all on board with Rand, even if they don't really like what's going on. Even with the whole Kyrianan, like, don't murder people indiscriminately thing.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't seem like the Aiel are gonna have that bad of a time with it. Like, it doesn't seem like
No, the ones who don't accept Rand, I think those are the
they're gonna
ones
leave.
who are having a bad time.
Yeah.
The ones who can't handle the whole, like, Way of the Leaf history.
Exactly.
They're having a bad time.
Yeah.
The ones who accept Rand and this situation are all gonna be...
Like, they're gonna grumble about it, but
it'll be fine.
they're on his side, so.
Yeah. So, old lady leaves. Egwene asks Avienda about this Farron. What does he look like?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tall and handsome.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And she's confused, though, because apparently this guy was trying to attract someone else, but it's not really going anywhere. And Egwene's like, I totally understand Aiel.
You will both marry him?
Okay.
Question mark?
Okay, then just share him then, correct? And Avienda's like, no.
Not correct. I love her description. Like, this is borderline competing with the whole bash. His face looked like it was hitting a fence post into the ground.
Yeah.
Like, this one competes.
She's like, he picks his ears.
He laughs like a braying mule and picks at his ears.
So never.
It's so funny.
Never.
Oh, man.
Yeah. And then Egwene's like, but I don't understand. You told the old lady maybe.
Yeah,
And Avienda's like, I can't say no to her.
Yeah.
She would for sure go running off to set it up if I just gave her a hard
Egwene just
no.
doesn't pick up on any of the customs here.
And then so to end the chapter...
It gets worse to end of the
chapter.
chapter.
Egwene is like, don't worry. I'll speak to Amis and the others for you about the tent thing. Maybe we can go together.
Yeah.
And Avienda's like, no,
No.
I gotta obey the wise ones. And Egwene's like, you just said that you wanted me to. Does not compute.
But it's like, did you miss the whole Cerelia thing? Like, what would happen if Cerelia found out that you went and did this? Like, it would be so bad.
And Egwene's like, okay, well, no one will make you get married and have babies. And Avienda's just like, you just don't understand football, Marge.
Yeah. Oh, man. It's so funny.
Oh my god, Egwene.
She just is not picking up on the cultural cues here.
I really do like Egwene, but
she has a good she means well, but she's just like missing the mark on what.
It's like she doesn't. I don't know.
Like,
I don't even
had
know
a little
how to
freak out.
describe it.
Yeah, it's like mini freak out, moment of like weakness, whatever you want to call it, with Avienda's freak out. But she can't go and like go against the wise ones, especially because Shirley called her out on it. It's like, come on.
Yeah, it's all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, just for the record, one thing that we know now, is Couladin's society, which is the Black Eyes, and the Black Eyes Society has vowed that they will not sleep beneath roof or tent until Couladin is dead.
Oh,
yeah.
because he's bringing Couladin so much dishonor.
Yeah, exactly. Dishonor to the society. So,
and that's the guy who picks his ears as part of that, and so of course I can't marry him right now.
Exactly. They're doing a whole thing. So
they're doing a whole Gandhi thing, not eating or sleeping.
No.
Is that what you said they vowed to do?
No, I didn't. They're not sleeping beneath roof or tent.
Oh, they're just sleeping outside.
Yeah, they're like on this mission to kill Couladin.
Yeah. Okay. Which is great.
Yeah, they're not allowing themselves like comforts until they bring honor back.
Okay,
it's like a mini Giotto thing.
My brain heard.
It's the Black Eyes.
Yeah, no, I also heard that too.
Okay. I just want to make sure I'm enunciating properly.
Yeah, no, we get it.
Okay.
All right, that's the end of this chapter.
Yeah. So we have a lot of setup with this whole Couladin thing, and
sure do.
It does seem like they're not catching up at all, which isn't good.
No,
because they were like 6 days behind. Now they're 7 days.
He just needs to do a gateway thing.
Yeah.
Get to in front of where Couladin probably might be.
Yeah.
Just freaking blast him in his face.
Done.
Or like string him, like literally take him prisoner, bring him back to the Black Eyes.
Yeah.
Let them fucking handle it.
That society kill him, so.
Or whatever, or hang him in front of everyone so that everybody knows. Or like whatever the case. At this point, if you really don't want Couladin to just be like murdering full villages.
Yeah,
like
you towns, like big towns.
Like you have to stop him. You can't just follow him and hope to catch up because you're just going to walk right into Couladin's trap. Because at some point, Couladin is going to stop and wait for Rand.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Well, it's like, and where would that happen?
I don't even know his whole plan is. Like, he's leaving these, quote, messages behind, so he knows Rand is going to be following him. At some point, he probably plans to...
like, turn and fight at some point. You can't run forever, so...
Yeah, I don't know.
So what's the game plan? Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah. But halfway through this book, though, so...
Well, not quite yet.
Almost.
Yeah, not yet. We got a couple chapters.
Almost.
I looked.
I said about.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. All right. Before you go fight a whole bunch of Trollocs completely butt naked,
nice.
I'm going to say that this is part of the pattern now.
Yeah, it's part of the pattern.
That's all for now, but until next time, thank you so much for listening to this episode. The Wheel Weaves is hosted by Danny and Brett, edited by Danny, produced by Danny and Brett with Passion Socks, Mozyme, Moltude, Benjamin, Michelle O'Brien, Jamie Young, Cody Feltz, Giannis, and Megan Smiley, with music by Audionautics.com. If you're interested in supporting us and helping us to make really great content, you can head over to our Patreon at patreon.com/thewheelweavespodcast. And you'll also get access to some really great bonus content like early access to our regular episodes, bonus episodes, unedited video episodes, access to our live recordings, monthly Q&As, and more like stickers and keychains. Don't forget to find us on social media. We're on Instagram and Twitter at The Wheel Weaves Podcast. We'd also love for you to join the conversation over at our Discord, and you can find the link to that in our bios on those social medias. We'd love for you to tell a friend about us. Referrals really are the best compliment. We'd love for you to leave a review and subscribe. That really does make a huge difference. Thanks so much again for listening. This really is part of the pattern now.